People think revenge is loud. They think it sounds like screaming in a courtroom, slamming doors, public humiliation. But the most devastating revenge I've ever seen was silent. It wore noise-canceling headphones. It avoided eye contact, and it built a company worth $5.6 million, while everyone else was busy underestimating it. My own daughter abandoned her son when he was 9 years old. She said he was too difficult. She said she needed a fresh start. Then 12 years later, she showed up smiling at my front door with flowers in one hand and legal papers in the other. If you've ever seen greed dressed up as love, you'll understand this story. And trust me, she had no idea who she was dealing with anymore. My name is Daniel Mercer. I'm 72 years old. I drive a faded blue pickup truck with one cracked tail light and a dent in the passenger door from a grocery cart years ago. I never fixed it. Not because I couldn't afford to, because I didn't care. I wear the same brown jacket every winter. The elbows are shiny from age. My shoes are clean but old. My watch costs $40 and gains 3 minutes every month. People mistake simplicity for weakness. That has always amused me. For 36 years, I worked in systems engineering. After that, I quietly invested in software startups no one had heard of. Nothing flashy, no yachts, no gold watches, no nonsense. I lived in the same modest brick house on Maple Street with a vegetable garden, 2 lemon trees, and a garage full of tools arranged by size. My neighbors thought I was retired. Some thought I was lonely. The truth was simpler. I was busy raising a genius. My daughter Vanessa was beautiful in the kind of way that made life easier for her. Tall, perfect teeth, always dressed like she might run into someone important. Even at 30, she still tilted her chin upward when she spoke, as if the world should adjust itself before answering. She had her mother's eyes, and none of her kindness. Vanessa had my grandson Eli when she was 23. Eli was diagnosed autistic at age 4. He spoke late. He hated loud sounds, couldn't tolerate certain fabrics, would line up pencils by color and panic if anyone moved them. He rarely hugged people, but when he trusted you, he'd place his hand on your shoulder for exactly 2 seconds. That was his version of love. Most people missed it. I didn't. Vanessa did what many shallow people do when life becomes inconvenient. She called complexity a burden. She called patience unfair. She called motherhood not what she signed up for. Those were her words. I remember because some sentences stain the walls forever. When Eli was 9, Vanessa dropped him off at my house on a Thursday afternoon. 1 backpack, 1 tablet, 1 duffel bag. She said she needed a little break. Then she kissed the air near his forehead, checked her phone twice, and left. She did not come back. At first there were excuses, a new job, stress, travel, mental health. Then calls became texts. Texts became silence. Birthdays forgotten. School events missed. Christmas gifts mailed by assistant. By the 2nd year, Eli stopped asking when his mother was coming. By the 3rd year, he stopped saying the word mom entirely. That one nearly killed me. Eli and I built a life. Routine saved him. Wake at 6:30. Toast cut diagonally. Blue. Bowl for oatmeal. Walk at 7:10. School by 8. Coding puzzles after dinner. He discovered programming at 11. I showed him a simple logic game online. He didn't blink for 3 hours. By 12, he was fixing teacher's spreadsheet errors. By 14, he was automating my grocery budget. By 16, he built a scheduling tool for a local therapy center because their interface was upsetting. That was Eli. He didn't chase applause. He chased efficiency. When Eli was 21, he launched an accessibility app called Quiet Path, designed for autistic users, ADHD users, anxious travelers, overwhelmed parents. It mapped stores, airports, clinics, and public spaces based on noise levels, crowd density, lighting harshness, and sensory triggers. Simple idea, brilliant execution. Within 14 months, hospitals licensed it, airports partnered, 2 investors came calling, then 3. Then a national feature article ran. Young founder turns sensory struggle into millions. That same week, Vanessa called me for the first time in 8 months. Her voice was sweet, artificial sweet, the kind that leaves an aftertaste. Dad, she said, we should have dinner. Family should reconnect. Family. Interesting word to use after 12 years. I said yes immediately, because sometimes justice requires a reservation. She chose an upscale steakhouse, white tablecloths, low lighting, waiters who whisper, the kind of place where rich people pretend portions should be small. I arrived 10 minutes early. Old jacket, pressed shirt, same cheap watch. Vanessa was already seated. Across from her sat a man in a charcoal suit. Polished shoes, expensive haircut. Her husband, number 3, as it turned out, Grant. Corporate attorney. He stood halfway to shake my hand, then noticed the jacket and decided a nod would do. That told me everything. Vanessa smiled too hard. Dad, you look comfortable. Thank you, I said. You look expensive. Grant laughed once, uncertain whether it was a joke. Then Eli walked in. Dark jeans, clean sneakers, black button-up shirt, headphones around his neck, straight posture, calm face. He sat beside me without greeting Vanessa, placed his hand on my shoulder for 2 seconds. Love, Vanessa's smile flickered. She hadn't earned that gesture. Menus came, water poured, no one touched it. Then I noticed the envelope beside Vanessa's purse. Cream paper, legal size, heavy, interesting. Vanessa leaned forward. Eli, sweetheart, you look incredible. He stared at the candle flame. No response. She tried again. I'm proud of everything you've accomplished, he said quietly. You don't know anything I've accomplished. Grant jumped in. We all make mistakes when we're younger. I turned to him. Did you abandon any children, Grant? His jaw tightened. Vanessa exhaled sharply. Dad, please. We're here to heal. No, they were here to harvest. I could smell it, like cheap perfume over rot. Dinner arrived, steak for them, plain pasta for Eli. He always ordered plain pasta in unfamiliar places. Vanessa watched him twirl noodles, studying him like a stranger, because he was. Midway through dinner, she slid the envelope toward Eli. We've spoken with advisors, she said softly. Now that your company is growing, we think it's wise to organize family protections. Family protections. That phrase should be illegal. Grant opened the flap. Inside were documents, a proposed trust, board guidance clauses, advisory authority, emergency decision rights, and tucked deep inside, a monthly compensation package for Vanessa. I nearly applauded the audacity. Vanessa reached for Eli's hand. He moved it before she could touch him. Small motion, massive statement. Then she used the line greedy people always use when asking for money. This isn't about me. I folded my napkin, placed it on the table, and for the first time that night I decided to speak fully. Eli was 10 when he had pneumonia. Vanessa froze. You remember that? Silence. You should. You posted beach photos while he was in the hospital. Grant shifted in his seat. I continued. He was 13 when 3 boys locked him in a supply closet at school. He called me, not you. He was 16 when he won a state coding award. They asked if his mother was attending. I paused. He said no. She's busy. Eli kept eating. Steady, calm. But I saw his fingers tapping under the table. That meant emotion. He was 19 when he asked me why some mothers love selectively. Vanessa whispered, Dad. No, I said. You had 12 years. I have the floor. Nearby. Tables had gone quiet. Funny how truth commands a room. Grant cleared his throat. With respect, emotions aside, legally your daughter may have rights. Eli spoke. 1 sentence. Perfect timing. She signed termination papers. The room changed. Vanessa blinked. What? I reached into my jacket pocket. Old jacket. Useful jacket. I placed a second envelope on the table. Inside were notarized guardianship transfers. Voluntary custody surrender. Signed by Vanessa 12 years earlier in exchange for debt relief and relocation. Funds. Her handwriting. Her initials on every page. I had paid off $28,000 of her credit card debt to secure Eli's stability. Best money I ever spent. She grabbed the papers. Color drained from her face. That was temporary. No, I said. Temporary people leave bags. Permanent people sign forms. Grant scanned the pages. For the first time that night, he looked nervous. Vanessa tried one final pivot. Fine. Maybe I made mistakes, but I'm still his mother. Eli slowly turned to face her. If you've never seen quiet anger, it is unforgettable. It doesn't flare. It focuses. You are the woman who gave birth to me, he said. Mother is a title earned by repetition. No one moved. No forks, no glasses. Even the waiter near the bar stopped pretending not to listen. Then Grant muttered, "This company pressure may be influencing him." I smiled. My favorite moment had arrived. You still think this is his company? I asked. Both of them looked confused. Eli glanced at me. Permission. I nodded. He slid his phone across the table. On screen was the acquisition letter. Quiet Path had been sold 48 hours earlier. Final valuation, $5.6 million. Majority. Shares held through Mercer Holdings Mine. Structured years earlier for protection and security. Vanessa looked from the phone to me. To you, I sipped water. No, to us. Then Eli added the final blade. And you're not invited. Silence. Pure, surgical silence. Vanessa's eyes filled instantly, not with grief, with loss. There's a difference. She reached for emotion. Eli, please. I was young. I know. I was overwhelmed. I know. I always loved you. He tilted his head. That one is unsupported by evidence. Grant stood. This dinner is over, I said. It ended when you brought paperwork. They left without dessert, always fitting when bitter people skip sweet endings. Vanessa forgot the flowers, cheap lilies already browning at the edges. Outside the restaurant, Eli and I stood under the awning while light rain tapped the sidewalk. He put his headphones on, then off again. That meant he wanted to talk. Did I do okay? He asked. There are moments a man waits his whole life to answer. No, I said. He looked worried. I smiled. You did brilliantly. He exhaled. Then after a pause, he asked, Was I hard to raise? I felt something crack inside me. No, son. You were precise to raise. The world was careless. He looked away quickly. That meant tears. We went home in the old pickup truck. Same cracked tail light, same dented door, but it felt like a limousine. People ask if I hate my daughter. I don't. Hate requires energy, and I prefer investing mine. The truth is simple. Some people abandon treasure because it arrives in packaging they don't understand. Then they come back when the treasure shines. Too late, because love compounds quietly, so does neglect, and one day, both come due. The loudest revenge is temporary. The silent kind changes generations.